This is the Patriots Prayer Podcast. It's a tremendous show, one of the greatest shows in the history of the world.
This is Bryson Gray, and you are watching the Patriots Prayer.
Soon on the Patriots Prayer Network. Thank you all.
America's falling, they all say. Gather the faithful now and pray. The Patriots Prayer. The Patriots Prayer. All the wicks are trimmed, oil is filled to the brim. I haven't changed yet somehow. I'm radical now. America's falling, they all say. Gather the faithful now and pray. The Patriots Prayer.
What's going on, Patriots? Back with another Patriot Prayer Podcast for you today, and boy, do we have a doozy. You know, guys, I'm going to do a public service announcement before I get into why today's show is happening because of recent occurrences. Yesterday, we saw a gruesome act, and it went across Twitter, and it's sad to see. It's sad to see. We wish, happiness, wealth, prosperity, and peace, especially in this Christmas season for everyone. But yesterday, an immigrant took it upon himself to set a human being on fire. Some people took exception with the fact that we posted the human being set on fire. But here's the reality of it. This is the reality of it. That's what happened. It's unfortunate, but that's what happened. We don't do clickbait. I didn't do it for clicks. I didn't do it for likes. I didn't do it for any of those reasons. If anybody thinks those are my reasons, you have not been paying attention whatsoever at all to anything that I've been doing for the last several years. Sometimes the truth is ugly. Sometimes the truth is sad, but it's the truth. And so that's exactly why I put what I put, why I posted what I posted, and I don't back off of it. And that's what Biden has caused. That's what open borders have caused. It has caused an onslaught of immigrants that don't care about our citizens, don't care about our safety, don't care about our culture, heritage, history, you name it. And that's what that was. That was an exemplification of exactly all of that. And then some. I didn't take any pride in seeing that happen. None of us did. As you can see, that looked like a lady that was there, had a walker in front of her. That was somebody's grandmother. It was somebody's mother. That was someone's sister. That was someone's aunt. And it saddens me tremendously that happened. But whatever the truth is, no matter how gruesome it is, that's what we're going to post. That's what we're here for. Truth matters. That's the entire point. So if truth doesn't matter, this is not the place for you. I'm just going to say it like that. Now, what we're here for today, and if you've seen the title of this particular live, is MAGA helping MAGA. When a patriot is in trouble for supporting our favorite political candidate, Donald Trump, you see that signature right there? Well, that patriot shouldn't be burdened by his support for that candidate. But that's exactly what happened in this case. Joe McCoy he had a 52-foot trailer and he put on his property, and his son painted very large. He painted Trump on the side of that trailer. He's supporting his favorite political candidate. just like we all were, just like we knew we had to. My hat's a little crooked. And as a result, Joe had to deal with the onslaught of all the court cases and all that came along with it. Joe is an amputee. He has one leg, and he's been on this property in his home for as long as he can remember. Very long time. Very nice property. And a very nice place. So he thought. Joe was supported by all of the Republicans that were surrounding him. They all promised him help. They all showed up to take pictures. They all came there to his aid, supposedly. But it seems as though what they really came for was to grift off of the publicity that Joe was getting at the time. Now Joe had to drain his 401k and his life savings in order to save his property and fight the court cases that came as a result of him standing up for Donald Trump. We have all sacrificed. If you've been in this fight from the beginning, we have all sacrificed. We've either donated. I've personally bought thousands of dollars in plane tickets and spent thousands of hours of my time making sure Trump was put in office. I can't even tell you how much in the red this podcast is because we believe in the message and what we're doing and what we're fighting for. We still don't have the kind of sponsors that would help us get where we want to be. We're doing it on our own. The people that are on this podcast help support this podcast because the truth has to get out. And so today that truth is we're trying to help Joe save his home. He's 2 years behind on his property tax. We put out a Give, Send, Go, and that Give, Send, Go is givesendgo.com/Save Joe. And Joe is with us today, and he's going to tell his story. And his story is a sad one. And it's one that I hope none of us ever have to go through. Like I said, he supported his favorite political candidate. New Hampshire violated his First Amendment rights. And all the people that promised to help, well, they're nowhere to be found. But we are. So far, we've raised $590. I was talking today with people out and about, and I had people give me cash, and I got to still put that into the fundraiser. But we raised $590 so far in one day to help Joe save his home. And our goal is 10,000. We have a long way to go. We have a very long way to go. So, guys, we are depending on you guys. We sent Holden Armenta to the Super Bowl. And it was one of our proudest moments to see a 9-year-old's dream come true. And as fulfilling as that was, as just what a great moment it was for Maurice and myself to see that little boy get to live out his dream and see his favorite team win the Super Bowl. I remember being in my living room, sitting there watching the Super Bowl with Maurice. We went down to the hotel right by the stadium, and we filmed the podcast there, and we all painted our faces up. This is that picture that was taken with Maurice and the family, and you see Holden down there, and I had Holden sign it right up here, a little 9-year-old signature, as you can see there. I'm not too proud to say it damn near brought me to tears. But this story is one that bothers me. It's one that bothers all of us. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bring Joe up. So, Joe, welcome to the Patriots Prayer Podcast, brother. How are you?
I'm doing good, brother. Eddie, I really appreciate you giving me a chance to speak here.
Well, Joe, we're with you. And I told you we would do this, and we're not going to stop until we're able to save your house. And, I know it's you and your wife and your family have been there, and you got memories there. And it's a really long, perplexing story, a really worrisome story. And folks, I have no problem telling you that a lot of the political candidates and people that we all know and we all support were there to support Joe in the very beginning of this. And we're going to leave them out of it. We'll just refer to them like that for now. If any of them have anything to say about what we're doing, any negative reaction from any one of them, I will put the text messages. I will put the whole thing out there. So let's just hope that they do the right thing and we are able to save Joe's home. And guys, remember, the average donation that we took in to save Holden Armenta, to send him to the Super Bowl after Deadspin wronged him and said that he painted his face in blackface while he was just there with his face half red, half black to support his favorite team. We told his parents, we said, man, you bring that headdress and you paint that boy's face up and you bring him to Las Vegas and we will get you into the Super Bowl. And we worked day and night, and we did. And so that's exactly what we're going to do here. And it's up to each one of you guys. There are approximately 1,600 right now. We'll probably come up with about 5,000-6,000 people by the time this live is over. Just know this. All 1,611 of you, right? 12 of you, and it just keeps going up. Right now that are watching this, if you gave $3, folks, $3 per each person, we'd have enough money to save Joe's home. $3. So I am going to put in the comments, or Leslie, you're there. If you would put in the givesendgo.com/save Joe, we're going to pin the comment on the screen and pin the comment to the top. And Leslie is our moderator, and she's a great help to the network. And if you do that, we'll do that. People shouldn't suffer the way that they do. We saw what they did to Donald Trump when they levied false charge after false charge after false allegation after false allegation against him, and all the hell that he went through. We saw what they did to Matt Gaetz. We saw what they're doing currently to Rudy Giuliani. We saw what they did to General Flynn over and over again. Sir, you're in that same exact category. So with that, would you please do us the honor of telling us your story?
Well, when I moved up here to Pittsfield, New Hampshire, I thought it was a nice place to retire. Lost my leg construction. I couldn't work no more. So I bought the place, and I drove some 18-wheelers, and I had a 52-foot trailer, and I parked it on my property. I couldn't drive no more, so I sold that. And then my son turned 18. He was a Trump supporter. First time he ever voted, and he was a graffiti artist all his life. And he said, Dad, can I put Trump on that trailer? And I said, have at it. So he spent a couple weeks. He painted that trailer, Trump, 52 feet, the flags on it, Make America Great Again on the back doors. And then a few months later, the Concord Monitor reporter Ray Duckler drove by, and he did a U-turn, and he seen the Trump trailer, and he wanted to do an interview. So we was glad to do an interview. Trump was running for office. We wanted to help get him elected. And then about a week later, it was put all over the front page of the biggest newspaper in New Hampshire. They sold 4 or 5 million copies, and we became known. Millions of people loved it.
Let's show everybody that that newspaper. And here, where's it at? Here we go. I'm going to show everybody that newspaper that you're referring to. There it is. So there's Joe standing there on his property, and that trailer you see up above there, that's the trailer that they painted Trump alongside of. So immediately upon putting this Trump sign up, what was the reception?
Well, millions of people loved it. People driving by all the way to 2, 3 in the morning, beeping their horn and stopping and taking selfies with it all over social media. And we liked it. We liked it. We was helping get Trump elected. And then less than 2 weeks after the newspaper started showing up in my town, the select board showed up and told us to remove Trump due to complaints, or I would have to pay a $500 a day fine. Couldn't pay no fine, $800 a month disability. So I refused and fought them for 2 years. I went to their board meetings and I exposed them. And even in some of them board meetings, they told me to quiet down. I couldn't talk no more because they went into public session and they called me a liar. And then we was all over the town community pages. People loved it. They was telling me, Joe, run for president with Trump. That made me pretty happy. But then after one of the board meetings, the person who called me a liar, his name's Anderson. He's on the select board. He wrote me a letter and he said, we gave you a permit to empty and get rid of Trump for 12 months and you haven't done it. We don't want to get on your ass. So you got 30 days to remove it or $500 a day fine starts. And then he wrote in his letter, yeah, we never saw the complaints and you just got to get rid of it. So after I seen that letter, I talked to a lawyer with that letter right there and he filed a lawsuit. Well, during the lawsuit, the town got caught lying under oath and deposition. They ignored my right to know that I filed, and they sent that to their lawyer, and their lawyer quieted it down. And the right to know that I filed, they wouldn't give me the documents. So other board members who was with me, they filed the right to know, and they uncovered documents that exposed them. And then they finally admitted that 12-month permit they gave me to quiet me down in town. They admitted that was illegal for the select board to give it, but they used that to get rid of Trump right before the 2020 election. And they let a Biden sign sit right down on Main Street for 12 weeks in front of the town hall. A Bernie Sanders guy's love it. There's 2 pieces of plywood. It was big. Mine had to go in the rule area, but theirs was okay. And then when you get into the courtrooms, the town lawyer tried to dismiss the case, saying I didn't get a political sign permit. The judge told him there is no such law. And due to the merit that I submitted, my case moves forward. And then the judge says, yeah, I know Pittsfield. I practiced there. And then very shortly after, he dismissed my case, ignored all the merit. And when I Googled the judge, he not only practiced in town, he was social media friends with some of the defendants. He has family lived in town. And then they got my lawyer disbarred, left me by myself, and they swapped my case to Massachusetts, change of venue, out that it was illegal, but I'm still working on that. And when it got to the Massachusetts court, they had told me, it's in the documents, McCoy versus Pittsfield, all over Google. They had told me that I didn't prove the complaints, and they told me I thought the permit was legal, and that was a nice trailer right there. And the judges was all Democratic donors, Democratic voters, and they violated my rights because the U.S. Supreme Court law states no elected officials can remove or force a political sign off private property, but they allowed it. And then when it comes to I had to remove the trailer, they gave me 30 more days, and this was in March. I had to get out there during the cold winter months on crutches. They not only told me to empty and remove my Trump trailer, but I had another trailer and with no place to put it. When I lost my leg, I started doing storage wars, help buy and sell stuff, garage sales, help pay bills, property taxes. With no place to put it, I donated 21 truckloads to the town church and the town Boy Scouts. I was a scout myself. And
So was I.
the
Yeah,
town
I was.
scouts during their summer yard sale, yeah, they did good at their summer yard sale, the best they ever did. They made over $16,000 off what I gave them. And the town, they're corrupt. They don't care if you're disabled, even though they say, yeah, we're just trying to help you. But everything they did to us, they made up the complaints. They got caught, and they admitted it. They gave me that fake permit to make sure Trump was gone in 30 more days. They admitted that was illegal. And we lost everything. We couldn't pay the last 2 years' property taxes. They put a lien on our property. And then during the appeals court, their lawyer, Robert Deitel, he is an ordinance lawyer. And he placed in his files, nothing was ever said about Trump. He lied. And there was a video that I posted on my Facebook page of what took place at one of them board meetings where they called me a liar. And then he said that the letter that the board member wrote me, which caused the lawsuit, he said that was never mentioned. He lied. And the judges used that letter because they had spoken. They said, well, the letter said the board members was Trump supporters and they wore MAGA hats. And yeah, they were. In my town, my own party did that to me. I placed their signs in my yard. I helped them get elected. They have Trump signs on their property, but when mine hit the front page newspaper, it had to go. My own party did that to me. And I got the ringleader, James Allard. He was the select board chair. And he was also for 12 years our Republican chair. And I exposed him in town. Not only did he do that to me, he was voting with the Democrats. Parents don't get no right. And he lost his election. And then he ran again this last election. And I exposed him. And I was wearing my MAGA hat down there going in to vote. And the Democrats wrote him in town, and he wants to be our District 13 New Hampshire Republican chair. So then he told the police outside, he said, if he goes in there with that MAGA hat on, you arrest him. He's not allowed to do that. And I told James Allard.
In a public building.
Basically, I cussed him out, and I went in there. And then he made a statement. Well, Trump wasn't on the trailer. And I told him, yes, it was, because about 6 months ago, a whistleblower called me. And he said, Joe, you know where your Trump trailer's at? And I said, who are you? He said, I can't tell you that. They'll be all over me. But it was right down the street. They forced it off my property and hid it on a board member's property, who is also a defendant. He owns an 18-wheeler trucking company. By town ordinance, he's not allowed to have two trailers there.
So I'm going to slow it down a second. So they you gave everything to the Boy Scouts and all that. They had this big sale. You helped out your community with, even when you were being persecuted by the same community that you were still trying to help. They made a ton of money off of that. They came and took your Trump sign off your property. But then, because they said, if I'm hearing you correctly, you're not allowed to have a trailer on your property without a permit.
Correct.
Then this whistleblower calls you and they moved it to another property down the street who also doesn't have a permit. But this person whose property they moved it to was a defendant.
And a board member. Let me
So
tell you
one of the
something
board
else.
members. So I'm going to show people before we go any further. I'm going to show people the video of that exact thing of that if I can find it. There it
Where
is.
my trailer's at today.
I have a lot of stuff.
They said
open
Trump
here.
wasn't on it the day it left, and it's still there today. My name's Joe McCoy.
Okay, hold on a second here, Joe, because I guess I didn't have it open in Edge, so it didn't like it. For some reason, it doesn't like other browsers. So let's see here, because people need to see exactly what happened. You went down there and you took a camera on the property and you went and found your trailer on a property that was a board member who forced you off your property and who was part of the committee that told you had to remove the trailer. And then they took
It's
and they
still
put
there
the trailer.
today, and Trump is still on it.
So we're going to show that 197. We're going to show exactly what you're talking about to people so they understand. Joe went down there. Joe wasn't having any part of that. So Joe went down there to the property with his camera and went on the property and showed everybody exactly where the trailer was. Also, no more illegal than what they said it was to be on your property. So
Joe McCoy. I had the biggest Trump sign in New Hampshire, Pittsfield, New Hampshire, forced off my property due to complaints by the select board. Their complaint said, we don't know who signed it, didn't see it, and they don't know where it came from, but they used that to legally force my Trump sign off my property. Now, I'm at 16 Carroll Street, 1/2 mile from my house. Whistleblower told me my trailer's down here. So if it's down here, then that means the town forced it off my property and it's down here on this guy's property. Who none of these trailers, no permits, they were okay. But Trump wasn't okay during his election. It's got a keep out sign, but I'm going in anyway. Yep, see? 16 Clark Street, H.A. Marston Incorporated. All right, Trump trailer, where you at? They told me it was forced off my property. And all these trailers are okay to be here with no permit. Buying out the rural area, not allowed. This is unreal. A lot of trailers down here. None of them got permits. I had a permit for my Trump trailer. Wow. Look at it. There it is. My son Brian Bales painted that. That's the front of my Trump trailer. And there's, look at all them trailers, huh? Sorry about the vibration, folks, in the camera. I just got a metal leg. Yep, that's my son's. This was my trailer. And it's a 1/2 mile down past my house without a permit. It's been here since June of 2018. All right, let's see. There it is. Trump, make America great again. This is my trailer. And look, that's documented the day I had to get it off my property. And I had to empty this and give everything away to the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts because they said my permit ran out. And here's my trailer. Whistleblower, I thank you for letting me know where the hell my Trump trailer is at, and it's right down the street. And Trump will be back in my yard.
So you went on the property, you found the
The
trailer.
other side of the trailer, I couldn't get to the other side because there was another trailer parked like 2 feet, and that's where the big side of the trailer was. But Trump Make America Great Again on the back door, and the board members tried to they told the courts Trump wasn't on the trailer when it left my property. They lied. They lied every time they turn around. They attacked us. Trump warned us that they would come after us. But I never thought in my wildest dream they would come after me and my family. And these are the party that I voted for. All of them were Republicans in my town. They're rhinos. Rhinos do not need to be elected. But those are the ones who did this to us. They cost us everything we had fighting it in court because we were sure we was going to win with our freedom of speech violations, the corruptions from the town, the corruptions from the lawyers, corruption violated by the judges, and they did not care. Did not care, period. It cost me everything I had. I don't even own my home no more. I worked all my life, paid for it. I like my place. What they did to us, it should never happen to us, and it should never happen to anybody because we're Trump supporters. We still stand up for Trump. I've got Trump signs in my yard, little bitty one. I still post for Trump on my Facebook and 2 social pages. And I look for help. I've reached out to several, like we had mentioned, and they fly on Trump's plane with him. He praises him at his rally. I met him at a Trump rally, and they took my newspapers. We're going to let Trump know he's going to help you. Don't worry about nothing. And nothing.
He never got the message. He never got the message. And that's the sad part. That's the sad part right there, because a lot of people grift off of his name and they love standing next to him because they get their votes, they get their office. Exactly. And then when they do, they're politicians. They forget why they were there in the beginning, the people who put him there and why those people put him there. But I tell you who doesn't forget, Joe, real patriots, real MAGA patriots, real people, the guys that are out here living this stuff. And that's who we are. We're not going to forget. We are a group of people, a group of patriots. What's up, Mike? How you doing? By the way, Jaded, I saw you come in, brother. This is a sad situation. And right now we've raised, like I said, we raised $590. $590. Our goal is 10,000, guys. 10,000. And we have to do it fast. This isn't like the months that we had to send Holden to the Super Bowl. This is something that has to be done extremely fast, because if not, Joe will lose his home. And the lien is already, or the judgment has already been set. So unless you pay the back property tax on your home, because you had to drain your 401k, you drained your life savings, and this home you worked on for all your life, all your whole life. I paid
$229,000 for my home. I live here. I own it. I love it. But we should not lose our home. And the town just sent me a tax paper for last year's. I couldn't pay it. They added $679 late fees. It goes up every year. They don't care about us. Board members go by my house every day and they know us. This shouldn't have happened to us. It shouldn't have. And you know another thing, Eddie? I presented in court, me and a couple other board members, we went around this town for 2 weeks. And we took pictures of over 100 other trailers in this town on board members' property, on defendants. They're still there today. Never got a permit because the permit they gave me was the very first they ever gave anybody since the ordinance started in 1997. It was illegal. And then at a town board meeting, I uncovered documents when I made the complaint. You know what the town board members said? Those ain't on their agenda. They're not on their agenda. They still got their property today. And we're lost. And every day I get up, I look for lawyers, I reach out to lawyers. Every night I'm stressed out, hardly get any sleep, wondering what's going to happen tomorrow. And
Well,
it's unreal what they did.
I can't imagine having a lifetime of memories and work put into a place that I call home and having someone come along and without just cause because you supported the wrong political candidate and you did it a little too well. You got a little too much press and they didn't like it. And this is where you separate the wheat from the chaff. Those people who are
Right.
really patriots, those people who really love Trump, from the guys who are just doing whatever they can do to get elected.
Exactly.
And
I know them personally.
and there are those people. And
We know several of them who ran for election in New Hampshire.
I
They
got their
used my
names.
Trump sign on their political pages to help get elected. And some of them, I hate to say it, but what they did to me by doing that, I made sure some of them didn't get elected. I've been involved in elections in New Hampshire. I've been team leaders for Republicans. I've helped Republicans get elected.
Guys, let me just say
Unreal.
this. Let me just say this because we have tentacles into the Trump campaign, right?
Yeah.
And so I've made some phone calls already. How you doing, Alice? Good to see you. I'm gonna hold off, but I'm telling you guys right now, you would be shocked. You would be absolutely shocked if I were to put
Shocked.
the text messages from those people up on this screen. People who I know each of you respect. I know it for a fact that you do because I did.
And
But
some of them attacked us on social media. They attacked us on social media.
And so when Joe put up his initial Gibson and Go, which didn't get very far, but the reason why was because some of those same supposed Republicans we're talking about,
They attacked it.
they literally went on the attack against Joe online, saying that Joe attacks veterans. Now we know how people play word games, and that's what that was. It just so happened that the Republican who promised to help, who was there from the beginning, who came and stood next to him, took pictures with him, used him to get elected. And when Joe reached out for help after the fact, hey, can you keep your promise? Are you going to do what you said? And that same Republican blocked him. This is a fact. Guys, believe me, I did legwork on this one. It's a fact. And then went on the attack saying that Joe
me from Trump's political pages.
They said that you attacked. You didn't like veterans because this particular man is a veteran, so it like he is, responsible for you attacked him. So you're talking all veterans, which is absolute bullshit. It's bullshit, guys.
Yep, it was one of his friends who is an admin on one of Trump's pages.
Mm-hmm.
he started attacking us, and he was a veteran. I never attacked vets. My whole family's vets. And during the same instance, they said I took pictures with the Clintons. Never took no pictures with the Clintons, never will. And then they was told to Google my Facebook page. Well, I started getting messages and comments. They're coming to burn my MF place down.
So
Watch your
that's
back.
that's when the threats
Remember what
started.
happened to the Clinton whistleblower?
Mhm.
Unreal.
Yeah. And so
Unreal.
then the
And it
threats
was
started.
because some of the Republicans in New Hampshire I made sure didn't get elected. They started doing that to us. They're
Well-
attention seekers in my book.
Well, here it is. We tell the truth, no matter where the truth leads us, no matter what the truth may be, we tell it. And that's why I was talking earlier about that shameful situation yesterday where that immigrant took the life of somebody and set it on fire. And some people didn't like
Unreal.
that we put that out there and we showed the video. But guys, if I don't think people take it seriously enough if they don't see it.
They don't.
I put out videos of abortions being performed just because people don't realize the gruesomeness of these acts. Do you think I put that out there because I liked what I saw? No, I put it out there because I think that if people understood how messed up it was, how screwed up it is, that maybe, just maybe, they would think twice before taking that step. And Joe's home was threatened to be firebombed, set on fire. And all he did, once again, was support his favorite political candidate. Guys, if this was any one of you,
The best political candidate.
we would be in exactly right. The best political candidate. And thank God that he's in the position that he's in, and we're hoping to see things change very quickly in this country. None of us can wait for January to get here soon enough. But
And one thing, Eddie, people need to know: Trump is for us. He's for us. He's for our country. He's for our lives. He's for our family. He's for our future. And the very best thing that happened, get those out of the White House who just want to turn us into a communist country and we lose everything and they run it. I was so glad when Trump won that election. I was very, very glad. I will always support him.
we're going to take a quick second of a break for our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Introducing the Trump token, America's cryptocurrency, a digital revolution to make America great again. Built on the high-performance Solana blockchain, the Trump token merges the economic principles of Bitcoin with the speed, scalability, and efficiency of modern technology. Designed to empower politically engaged communities, the Trump token taps into three major demand ecosystems: the Trump community, global cryptocurrency enthusiasts, and the internationally recognized Trump brand. In a world of financial uncertainty, the Trump token stands as a scarce and durable digital asset, positioned for growth within a rapidly expanding global market. Powered by Solana, the Trump token offers lightning-fast transactions, unparalleled scalability, and robust security, making it the ideal currency for both everyday use and political engagement. With a total supply capped at 21 million Trump tokens, 10 million are available for pre-sale at just $10 per token. In a powerful show of support, 50% of all pre-sale proceeds will be donated to Donald J. Trump's 2024 presidential campaign via super PACs. That's right, up to $50 million of crypto in kind will be donated to ensure Trump wins. On top of the donation, 40% free additional Trump tokens will be distributed over 36 months to all pre-sale participants who hold. Check out our official white paper for more. Driven by a decentralized governance model, The Trump token empowers its community to shape its future, ensuring the token remains aligned with the values of its supporters. Together, let's make America great again. Go to thetrumptoken.com to get involved. The Trump token. Own America's cryptocurrency now.
And we're back. So, guys,
That's
listen.
a nice video.
We're updating that commercial. I'm waiting for the approval of it. Trump did get elected. Our guys over at thetrumptoken.com did exactly what they promised to do, and they support us and we support them. So go over to thetrumptoken.com and get your Trump token today. Guys, we're moving on to the next thing. So we're worried about midterms and so forth. So the mission with these guys has not changed. It's just changed as far as what we're supporting next with that Trump token. So guys, do yourself a favor and go over to thetrumptoken.com. So Joe, we're now getting threats to your home. We're going to firebomb your house. We're going to set your house on fire. You're scared at home because your wife is there. You have some pets and animals on your property and this sort of thing. And you take these threats seriously. You have to take them seriously. But then some crazy stuff started happening legally. And you went to court and they did some stuff. Would you elaborate?
Say that again?
Yeah, I'm saying that after you went to court, they did some pretty strange things legally that weren't so legal in the court system, and then talking about where they changed your venue. Can you talk about that court, that particular deal where you went to court and then they sent you to another court, and why they did it and how that happened?
Yeah, they disbarred my lawyer during my case here, and when the judge, who's friends with the town, his family lives in town, he even said, due to the merit, that judge, the town admitted they saw no complaints, but that judge on Google in his decision, complaints started rolling in. But I was in the hospital. I'm dealing with colon cancer, and I didn't know that I'd lost my case until I came out. And then I was notified by the courts that the appeal would go to Massachusetts. I didn't have a lawyer. They gave me 90 days to get a lawyer. It took me 76 days, and he wasn't really up on everything. He didn't have the time. And that's when the judges violated our rights. The permit I thought was legal, and I didn't prove the complaint. But they changed it to Massachusetts. And recently, I've been talking to a few legal people, and they said it was illegal for them to change it to Massachusetts. It wasn't a federal case. It was a New Hampshire U.S. district case. And they, for some reason, changed it down to the U.S. District Appeals Court in Massachusetts. And I'm trying to find a lawyer to help me there and bring it back here, because the town don't want to go to trial. They know what's going to happen to them. But I'm a carpenter. I'm not a lawyer. I don't understand the legal procedure, but I've uncovered so many documents, so many corruptions, and we need legal help. We need a lot of help. This shouldn't happen to me and my wife, and we could be forced to live in my truck. It's the only thing I got left, my truck. And I got my dog, Gypsy. I take care of her. She's an awesome dog, and we will fight. I don't care how long it takes. Every day I get up, Eddie, I will keep on looking for the help that we need, because our founding fathers made sure that our constitutional God-given rights are supposed to be for us. And when they take them away from us, it don't matter how they take them, but when they take them away from us, we have to stand up. We have to get the people to stand up with us, because that's what we live on in the United States for. That's what the whole planet Earth is about, our constitutional rights, our founding fathers. And I won't stop, Eddie. I have to keep going. Every day I have to keep going.
Well, I mean, what else can you do? Your family is under attack. Your home is under attack. The people that said they were going to stand by you left
Yep.
you standing there holding the bag by yourself. And that's
By
why we're here,
ourselves.
because I guarantee you, the Patriots, especially those who follow us, guys, it takes, I promise you, $5 to $10 per. That's it. Less than that at this point. If just the people watching right now were to go to givesendgo.com/Save Joe and give $5, his house would be saved today. Right now, today. What better Christmas present can we give is to save a Patriot's home? And can you call yourself a patriot? Can you call yourself someone who cares about your community and wants to save the world if you wouldn't give enough to save a man's home who's been attacked? Isn't that why we supported Trump to begin with? And we wouldn't let the mainstream media attack him. We wouldn't let them lie on him. We wouldn't let them do any of the things that they did. This is no different, guys. It's no different. It's no different. I gave. Many people at my office gave. Many people online gave. And we're sitting currently right now. We're sitting at, I believe, $590. Let me check that right now, and I can tell you where we're at. If I can type. Right now we're at $790. 810 because I got 20 more that I have to put in there. Guys, it means so much, especially in this season, that a man who worked all his life shouldn't have to abandon his property because he supported his political, the guy that he wanted to make America great again. But it's not Donald Trump alone who makes America great again, guys. And you know that. It's the community. It's the community. It's us. And that's where we made our bones at. It's where Maurice and I made our bones at. We stood up for someone who couldn't stand up for themselves, who didn't have the reach and didn't have the ability to get out there and get that message out. So we did it for him. So Joe's also going to be appearing tonight on the Cowboys and Indians podcast with Maurice and Steve, guys. You don't want to miss that, because this is going to be our cause until the day that we're able to say, Joe, we saved your house. Here's the money. Go pay that off and stay in your home, and God bless you. And I want you guys to each be a part of that. If you go to @the Pray, you'll see all of the posts that I put up there about Joe and the message that he sent me last night when we started the fundraiser. So we raised almost $1,000 in a day. All right. So $810, just a little shy. But guys, listen, it's Christmas. And nobody should have to worry about whether or not they're going to be able to spend Christmas in the home that they spent their life working for. And that's a fact. It angers me.
And
it
Eddie,
angers me. Yes, sir.
And everybody, including you, for helping us on this video, and everybody that can help me and my family. We thank you from the bottom of our heart. We wish this never happened to us, but we really, really thank you for everything that you do for us, and we hope everybody has a excellent Christmas, great New Year, and pretty soon Trump will be right back where he belongs, and hopefully the world will change. But we thank everybody, Eddie, everybody that can help us. We really thank you.
Well, that's what we're here to do, Joe, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to do everything in our power to
All right,
save your
thank
home. There are 3,050 of us right now, guys, with 1,000 left. That's less than $2 per person watching. If you go to givesendgo.com/save Joe, and that money is going to go to pay Joe's property tax off. So just for those joining us late, Joe put a sign on his property, and that sign was a Trump sign. As a result, the town,
the biggest in New Hampshire.
the town in New Hampshire attacked him for doing it, and they gave him a permit. They said it was legal for him to do it, and then they said that the permit that was given was illegal. As a result, they forced the sign off his property, made him take the trailer off his property, and now Joe is fighting to keep that trailer, get that trailer back, and be able to fight this legal case against the town that he's on. This legal case that he's fighting is a whole different issue than the issue for the sign. It started with the sign. Right now, the first goal is to help Joe stay in his home. The second initiative is to get Joe the ability to fight these people, because how many of us would have the means to fight the people that came after us if we were living on, you're on a fixed income. Do I have that right, Joe? You're on a fixed income, a monthly income that's, you're keeping your head above water, but you can't go hire a lawyer for $30,000, $40,000 and start fighting these people. And that's the position they put you in. So we reached out through a friend of the show who practices law in your area, and we're working on that right now. We're working to get Joe legal representation to help him out so that he can fight these cases. We've had people attacked before. We've had
Thank you, Eddie.
Nate Kane, who is the Uranium One whistleblower and a member of the Patriots Prayer Network. He came out and did the right thing against all odds. He knew he was putting his life at risk. He knew he had a family at home to take care of, but he took care of what he needed to do, which was making sure the American people got the truth about Hillary Clinton. And his family was attacked. His life was put at risk over and over again, but it didn't deter him, because the truth has to be told. Joe is no different. The truth has to be told, and we have to stand for those who stand for us. And that's what this is about. We have to stand for those who stand for us. And Joe is one of those people who said, we need to get this man elected. And as a result, I believe that if he wouldn't have got the press that he did in the process of trying to get Trump elected, we wouldn't be dealing with this right now. But he got a little too much press. He got a little too much prestige. And the people in his town who pretended to be Republicans, who pretended to be Trumpers, they weren't. And today, I guarantee you, if Trump knew who some of those were, and they're very close to him, I know who they are. I got the text messages. I got the screenshots. And we're going to CPAC. And last night, we just received our inauguration tickets, and we will be going to the inauguration. So trust me, I'm going to be able to talk to some of these people face to face, and I'm going to be able to talk to a lot of congressmen and senators about this particular situation. And I'm going to tell them, and I'm going to show them the things that I have in my possession that show the story that you're talking about. And what we're doing is not going to be easy, but it can be easy with the help of each and every one of you patriots. Like I keep telling you, $5, $10. Yes. That's it. That's all it takes per person is that. And then we can save this man's home. I never thought in a million years that the First Amendment rights is someone to support the political opponent of their choice, the political candidate of their choice, and have that sign on your property, big, small, or indifferent, right? It doesn't matter. You should have been able to do that. but they took you to court, and then they illegally switched the venue. Your case wasn't federal. So they illegally switched your case to a venue outside of the jurisdiction of where you live. And then you go to that jurisdiction. In the meantime, your lawyer is disbarred. His lawyer was best friends with Ron DeSantis. And that's a whole different story.
Yep.
And looked him up. He's got an interesting story. But so he can't practice law anymore. And they gave Joe 90 days to find a lawyer to continue to fight this case. The problem is that case should not be fought in Massachusetts. That case should be fought in New Hampshire, where the case occurred. Right? So we're talking about a case where it should be city ordinance, it should be zoning laws, it should be a fight for the First Amendment, which should take place in your own state court. They illegally changed the venue, and then knowing that you didn't have the means to hire a lawyer after they disbarred your lawyer, gave you a limited amount of time in which to find a lawyer to fight a case in the court that it shouldn't be fought in. I can't think of one thing right about this.
Yep.
It makes absolutely no sense at all. Guys, if you have not shared this podcast, Eddie, please do.
And I thank you, Eddie. I thank you very much.
Well, it's not us, Joe. It's the people watching. It's the folks who care, and it's the Patriots who follow us, and it's those guys. It's those guys that are helping. It's the true MAGA crowd, that stands with you. And those are the folks supporting you. Those are the folks donating.
MAGA.
Those are the folks donating to you, and those are the people that are going to be, saving your home. So those are the folks that, you know what, guys, every one of us has sacrificed something. Every one of us, especially people watching this channel, had Trump signs in your yard. Imagine if your HOA or if your town said, take it down or we're going to fine you $500 a day. And you had to give away all your personal belongings that were stored and gave them to a good cause at that. He was doing good the entire way. Even when he had to give away the things he had to give away, gave it away to a Boy Scout troop who then sold that material in order to profit the Boy Scouts. And so we're going to reach out to that. We're going to reach out to that troop as well, and we're going to get a comment from that troop and see if we can't. I'm reaching out to the political folks whom you spoke to as well. And today, after I wrote the letter last night to the inauguration committee for Trump's campaign, they all will be alerted as to what Joe is going through and why he's going through it as well. So, guys, I ask you again, if you can give, please give. GiveSendGo.com/Save Joe. Joe, we will see you tonight on the Cowboys and Indians podcast, brother. I will be speaking to Maurice, and we will all be tuning in for that. I want to hear you talk to Steve and Maurice. Tell your story once again, and we're going to do everything we can to keep fighting with you. Don't give up. We got your back, brother, and we're not going anywhere. And we're going to do whatever we can to help save your home. Guys, this is completely up to you.
We thank you.
It's completely up to you, guys. If you can give $5 or $10 a piece, that's it. Our goal is 10,000, and we are about almost a little less than 10% to that goal. So whatever you can do to help Joe save his home, that really, really, really means more to us than you know, means more to Joe than you know. I do not fail
We thank
And this is going to be something that's on each of our hearts, and we're not going to stop. I'll be making a ton of phone calls, reaching out to every political office for every contact that I possibly can. We're going to be contacting national news sources. I got literally on right in front of me. I got friends of mine over at Newsmax who I'm going to be calling as soon as this interview concludes. And we're going to be trying to get national attention on this as well. We're going to call our friends over at the Washington Examiner. We're going to call everybody and anybody that we can, because you should not be going through this. So I say this at the end of every single one of my podcasts: the silent majority, you need to stop being silent and stand your ground. Evil will never retreat willingly. It must be beaten back. And guys, let me tell you this. For everybody who donates, every single person who donates, your names are all in there. I see them. I'm going to be drawing one name at random. One name at random. And I'm going to give you a Donald Trump hat signed by Donald Trump himself right there. And he signed this on election night. I got 5 of them. I'm going to give one away. The other ones are already promised. But if you give $5, $10, you get your name on that list. You're going to get your name on that list. And this hat right here can be yours. Only takes you having enough heart and courage to go to givesingo.com/Save Joe and give. And if you can't, just share out the fundraiser. Just share it out. Share out the fundraiser. Go to @the Patriots Pray. You know my my site, guys. You know where I'm at the Patriots Pray on X. Or just go right to the fundraiser itself and share it out. Because that's how this happens. We got to get this out there. Right now it's been seen 21,000 times. If each one of those people would have gave $1, we'd be done already. So guys, I'm asking you from the bottom of my heart this Christmas, give until it hurts to save someone's home. Someone who stood by the same president that we stood by, and who has had the people that are supposed to be defending us turn their backs on him. I hope to God I don't have to show those text messages, because it's going to hurt a lot of your feelings to see the people that he texted and what they said and what they did. And I'm trying, and I went about this in a way. I said, let's not say their names. Let's not put them out there yet. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to be talking to some of them face to face. I'm going to be hearing I'm going to ask them, because right and wrong mean so much more than right and left. We do not get to pick the truth that's told. The truth is the truth. And guys, I'm a Christian. I live it out every day. I don't do this podcast to get famous. I don't do that. You know what we do it for? For this. This is why we do it. To help people like Joe to get the truth out. To help people. And I'm hoping that's exactly what's on each one of your hearts. Guys, have a great night.
My dog.
And we'll see you tonight. Yeah, he's got some dogs there too. And we need to save their houses too, man. So I know I got a couple I love, and I can't imagine what you're going through, brother. So guys, tune in tonight on the Cowboys and Indians podcast. Joe will be joining Maurice and Steve live, and I hope to see you there. Have a great one.
Trading good for evil.
This is the Patriots Prayer Podcast. It's a tremendous show, one of the greatest shows in the history of the world.
This is Bryson Gray, and you are watching the Patriots Prayer.
Soon on the Patriots Prayer Network. Thank you all.
Man,